Alright, hi everybody, this is Don Derwin. We're at Simikot Airport. So Simikot's VNST. And reason I showed that thing is because last computer I was working on was really screwed up. Working on it in a thunderstorm. And it really screwed up everything. I mean, really bad. My GPU, CPU is still good, but I don't know. I think one of my hard drives has turned out bad, and it says bad. So 2.5 months later, I got a new computer. I mean, I just got it because I was thinking about getting this one a while back. But it has a lot of USB ports, the GodLike Max MSI. I heard about it. I wanted to buy it when it first came out, but they were still manufacturing it, so I got the Asus X670 board. Or X... whatever, and just X750. But I got the 672, but I'm still running it at 6,000. I got the DDR5 6000, CL 26, 36, 36, 96, and then 64 gigs of RAM, and then I got this new CPU, the Ryzen 9 9950X 3D2. You know, and I was trying to debate whether I should, because I had the before I had the 9950X, the regular one. That's when I was using. We got hit by lightning. But then I bought the 9950X 3D, and then I started using that. And I'm like, well, you know what? They just came out with this new one. Why don't I just get the newer one? And so I returned the other one on Amazon, and so now I got the 9950X 3D2, which I'm sure it'll benefit with Microsoft Flight Simulator, because then it has the cache, 208 megabytes of cache. Here is this one, the silver box thing, you know. So I'm sure I'm watching the reviews on it, and a lot of people were saying there's like, oh, don't get that one, it costs too much money, you know. But what the heck, it's $900. I spent like $1,200 on it and everything here, and I got the 9100 Pro. I got 8 terabytes of this. Cost me $2,000. Spent like $12,000 on all this stuff. Imagine that. But I like the 8 terabytes too, because the lane sharing, you know, they said it's better with this motherboard, and like the first Gen 5 M.2 running wired directly to CPU, and then they got the second one is wired directly to CPU also, the second one, and then it's sharing lanes on 2 USB, I think 60 gig on the back of the motherboard, and you can shut the 2 USB ports off, and then so you can have 4 lanes with the second CPU, and that's what I got Microsoft Flight Simulator on. This the 9100, and then the other one I got on SSD, a 9900, number 99. No, just 99. 990, you know, SSD. And this one I got the 9100 here. And I can see that it runs better. I mean, with the it's a lot quicker, and I don't get any stuttering when I'm turning the corners at all. And I think it is a definite plus. I mean, and it's being directly with the second one directly with the CPU. It's quicker, you know, when it's first loading and when it's exiting. And also then I got the Geforce the 5090. I got that one. I had the 4090 before, but I had to send it in and get it repaired. Got struck by lightning. Yeah, I really screwed up my CPU. I mean, my computer, everything. And the CPU was all right, but then, you know, I suppose I could get I have some other faster RAM 8000, but everyone suggested 6000 RAM. So it runs okay. I mean, no complaints with that, but it happened right when I was painting this airplane here. This the King Air 350. And I was just about done with it, and then lightning struck, and that was it. I just no more computer. I mean, that was bad, but it took me 2.5 months to get everything working again. 2.5 months. Imagine that. So I got everything working again, and I was just about done with it. And stupid me, trying to just work on something during a thunderstorm, which I know from my past experience, stupid. You don't use your computer during a lightning storm. Duh. Yeah. I think it's the third time I've done this before. Yeah, so now I got four surge protectors. And before I didn't have any, which to my surprise, I figured maybe the grounding was good on this house. But no, well, anyway, yeah. So now I'm gonna unplug my computer whenever it's thundering and lightning, and I'm gonna take a little bit more care. Well, 12 grand more, you know. But I suppose I didn't have to spend that much. But I want to get up and running. But anyway, this is the plane that I was working on when the lightning occurred, and I worked on it for like about 7 weeks. 7 weeks, probably about 12, 15 hours a day, something like that, give or take. But I finally finished it, and you know, to you know, I mean, I first got the design at first, but I just wanted to do Terra Air. I didn't know what kind, but I just decided to Terra Air. Actually, now that I think about it, I should have maybe done a Buddha Air, because that kind of paint looks a little bit better. But anyway, I came up with this and got the Tara Air down there. And actually, you know, the default planes are actually really super hard to paint. You know, because everything is just not, I mean, funny things happen with the fuselage and the textures, and just strange things happen that Microsoft doesn't really pay much attention to, because they don't care, you know, how much their fuselage stretches the paint, you know. But that's one thing of the default planes that's always been a problem with me. They don't go on right. I mean, you get problems. With this one I have problems too, but anyway, like here, this thing here just stretched there. No way. I could try to fix that so many times. I forget it, and I can't do it. Nothing I can do. But anyway, it turned out pretty good, though. I mean, despite that, and I was able to get this. I mean, believe it or not, this just took forever. Days to get that in there good. You know, but I got everything pretty good. And then here and all this too here, it looks kind of sloppy here, but there's a reason being is because I mean it's really hard to get all this stuff in here because it stretches the daylights out of it. And I redone this a few times already, but that was really hard just to get that in there. And I you know, like here you can see that it doesn't quite match up. That's the best I can do. And I was looking at other people that paint it, and yeah, same thing. You know, so you can only do so much. But this thing turned out really good. And I got this boot this one I think the British Royal Air Force, I think that was a plane that I started this paint on, and it's kind of neat because he has this like that. So I based my paint on his, you know, the beginnings of it, but his had a little bit things that weren't exactly right, but and you know, and these static wicks too, man. These things here, boy. You know, I mean, you know, you can even put numbers on here. These static wicks here, everything is, I mean, this nightmare. Just trying to get these static wicks to just be perfect. You know, I wanted them, you know, to be perfect. You know, and I spent days. I mean, actually, probably a week, just doing all those static wicks. Very well could be, and you know, a lot more harder than I thought it was going to be. But yeah, because you got, and then so even you can, I put numbers here, and even you could put I mean, you can even put numbers here. You know, this is even, you know, noted. You know, I mean, there's this paint for that. You know, but looks pretty good. I got it done, and but yeah, that was. I should make a tutorial on the paint, but yeah, I come up with this, and I got this, the Network of Extraordinary Journeys. This is what they have on their thing. And then I was looking around and I seen this here. I was looking at like what can I put on the airplane, and then I put this tail number on here, and I found the exact color of the there's a way to do that, to get the exact color from the Terra Air one, and but I got it. At first I didn't think I could do it, but you can do it. A little bit hard, you know, but I could do it. And then this, I noticed this Nepal Environment Treks and Expeditions. I noticed that the colors match pretty much identically. It was just something I ran across. I'm like, oh man, you know what? I gotta have that there. You know? And I'm like, yeah. All right. I'm gonna get that there. And then they come across the Great Himalayan Trails. Came across that there, and then I came across this too. And I was like, oh yeah, this would be cool to have that there too. That would be neat. And I'm like, oh yeah, the flag too. And alright, here's the airport where I'm at here. This is Kathmandu. And VNST, it's up right here. This is where Simikot is. And this is Kathmandu, and here's Lukla here. Tenzing Hillary. And this is where I was landing at before, Pero International. I may just take a flight down there sometime. Go visit. See what the scenery's doing down. But yeah, that's where the airport is. So, and 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 the antennas too, that was really another really hard thing to do. I mean, 'cause there's lots of antennas on here. I was looking at them, and it's printed on both sides, so you got to match one side to the next. You know, they're not. So I painted them. I just figured all black seems good. I didn't know which they were. I mean, what was actually on real? Actually, really don't matter, you know. But I just made them black, makes it look good. And then these louver things here. This is another hard thing. Do I mean, it's actually pretty tough paint. I mean, it's but actually, well, it's a default plane, you know. But actually, the default planes are actually harder. But yeah, to this here, that there, and and this two here is kind of nothing I can do there. I mean, I did the best I could there, but nothing you can do from one side to the next. It changes, you know. So, but that looks not bad. I mean, but it turned out all right. And then I took some textures here from the tail that was there. I made all this good there. So, and then this was another hard thing too. I should make a tutorial on the painting of it. And these, getting all these the same color, there's another feat, because I mean, the only thing that helped me out is that one paint, yellow one. I forgot which one it is, but he had everything marked. That was the only way I was able to. There's a yellow one with the duck on it. Yellow one with the duck on it. King Air with the duck and the thing here and the winglet here with the duck. The yellow one. That was the only one that had everything marked. I mean, I was, you know, because I would not have been able to. I mean, but everything was marked. You know, otherwise they wouldn't be able to do the static wicks and all that, because I mean, the other guy, the Royal Air Force one, blue one. That's when I copied this one. There was a lot of mistakes on it. I had to, you know, that's always the case when you paint from somebody else's paint, and then you inherit all their mistakes. But then you got to figure out what the heck, what's going on there. And then this thing too, this getting all these colors in it, you know, you wouldn't think this would be a hard thing to do, but all these all in here and stuff, and you know, because you had to, even like here, like this was extremely difficult, you know, to get that to be perfectly matched up, because you got to search and search from all the things, you don't know what goes what, and then so, but to get that thing perfect is like, man, that was, boy, that was, you know, because I wanted it to match, you know, this one here, you know, so I had to search around, and you know, I probably spent, I mean, like I said, I spent 7 weeks painting this, and just, I mean, it's unbelievable amount of time that I, you know, but yeah, that's figures the default one. Default ones are always extremely difficult. And I couldn't get that to be white in there, but I tried, and so I was like, heck, what did I give up? But and then too, with this thing, with the Royal Air Force guy did is he actually did it. His paint was like the one color from the underside to the top is there's a fine line between here, between the blue there. That was hard to get right, you know. But I got everything working good. It took me a long time, and then I redid these engine things here. I mean the smokestacks thing. I got the Pratt and Whitney logo in there. That's good. And then two here. This for the heck of it. These things I tried really hard to because I wanted to have it blue on the bottom, and then white on the top. But the paint won't let you do it. You can only have it one or the other. So I figured, well, all right, white looks the best. Because blue on top doesn't look good. So I had to, you know, do that. And but yeah, this is the even this color to get in here. There was like different colors on the inside here. So I had to, you know, they still don't match completely here, but I mean that before there was different colors in there. I was like, where'd that come from? And so I had to search and figure that out. That was another nightmare. I mean this. But the one thing that I like about my paint is here are these ram air things. I got those the pitot tubes. I got those perfect. What I done is I went and I searched and I found a pitot tube, real pitot tube, and I took the color from the pitot tube so that so I got the correct color for the pitot tube because that one was wrong. But yeah, it turned out really well. Then I got the winglets here, you know, this, and then I got this boot here. This is another big hard thing, getting a boot just perfect there. That's a long process, but worked out. And so what I'm going to do with the rest of the video is I'm going to take this thing on a flight and do some landings here and show you guys how to do some landings over at Simikot VNST. So that would be the other half of the video. And so you can download this too at lightsim.to or wherever I upload it. Absim. But probably flightsim.to for sure. But but that turned out all right. I like this last part. Extraordinary journey, the network of extraordinary journeys. That's what they had on their planes. So, anyway, next part of the video will be just taking off and landing here at this airport. This pretty cool little airport here, which is pretty awesome. And look at his runway coming down. There always seems to be a crosswind right here, so anyway, AS Beach. It really pissed me off, all these jet planes here. But anyway, start up this plane and take it for a flight here. Do some stop and go landings. And I'll show you guys how to land here. I think I've done it like 15 times or so. I get better at it every time. Sometimes I screw up, but There's the airport right up there. Probably shouldn't have came so close there, but I want to get so I could see the airport. Makes it a little bit easier. I'm going to be able to have that. I used to come in and at an angle where you can't see the airport, but it's a lot easier to keep the airport in sight. I mean, keep it in your window there. I noticed I got the anti-icing on. It takes a little bit of power off the airplane, actually. Not the best first time, but I'm going to turn the anti-icing off. Just my windshield got a little... Sliced up once, that's all. Yeah, it's coming in fast there. Yeah, that wasn't the best. Oh, that was nice. Yes, remember these ridges here. That's what it helps to go by that and make sure you're in the right spot there. It's actually easy to get lost. All the mountains look the same. Heading of 30. Yeah, heading of 30 coming back. Yeah, it seemed to get better and better. not as good as my other one. And my turns seem a lot better in this than the 5090 and the MSI GodLike. Max. Plus I got some 9100 M.2, 8 terabytes. Actually, I seem to get a little bit better every time I try it. I try it like maybe 10 times or, I don't know, something like that. But this seems to be the best way here. Because I can see the runway rather than come in on an angle. Pretty cool little airport here. I'm a little high here. Had initiated a little slip there. Hope you guys liked the video and like the aircraft. And have fun enjoying it, and like and subscribe to my channel. And anyway, I just thought I'd make a Terra Air, and I'm gonna do some flying around here at these smaller airports around here and see how they are. There's a couple of nice airports that I'd like to land at. Maybe Lukla. Probably, and some other ones. Just kind of learn about the other airports around here, and there's some pretty cool airports. That's why I painted this and spent some time doing that. And hope you like the paint and the 7 weeks of hard work that I put into it, and enjoy the airplane. Like and subscribe to my channel. Definitely show your appreciation. And thanks for watching. Catch y'all later from Simikot Airport. See ya.